Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another how-to video. I'm recording this on September 8th, 2015. In this chapter we're looking at modularity, and in the last episode we just got the ability to split our tests into multiple files. So now when we run our tests, they won't break even though we're using this require statement to load data in, load a function in from another file. Now in this episode, I'd like to give that same ability in our production code, in our actual web browser, because we've installed this just for Karma, our test runner. To demonstrate this, let me show you a very simple production app. As a reminder, our production code here is trivial and ridiculous. All it does is add two numbers, but for the sake of example, it's nice and simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new application script. I'm going to call it app.js. And all this is going to do is say hello for now. And let's go ahead and load this app.js in our index.html. So we'll say script source equals app.js. You may have seen other ways of writing script with additional attributes or other flourishes, but they're not required on current browsers. Anyway, what this does is this is going to load app.js and run it. So let's go ahead and serve our file using Jake run. That's something we built back in episode 10. And let's load it up, and we'll go to localhost 8080. You can see there's our hello world, and the console.log is output to the developer web console. And you can see our hello has come out here on the console. Now let's have our application use the addition module. So we'll say addition equals require addition, just like we did in our test. You can see in our test we say var addition equals require addition, and then to add something we say addition.add and then the numbers. You can see here how our tests act as documentation to help us understand how to use the module. So in our app, we're going to do something similar. We'll say console.log 42 plus 13 equals, and then we'll say addition.add 42 and 13. And if this is working properly, we should see 42 plus 13 equals 45 come out in the console here. So let's go ahead and reserve so that it gets the latest version of the files. Come over here, reload. And what we see is require is not defined. And again, that's because require is not valid JavaScript. In order for the browser or a tool like Karma to understand require, we have to use a third-party tool to give require some meaning. Now, there are a couple of different tools to do this out there. One is called Browserify. It's one of the more famous common JS tools. And another is called Webpack, which is sort of a non-specific bundling tool for doing modules. It will work with CommonJS, but it will also work with other formats as well. I've heard a lot of good things about Webpack, but I like Browser because it's nice and simple and it just does what I need it to. So we're going to use Browserify in this case. To install Browserify, we'll use npm as usual. So I'll go ahead and say npm install Browserify, and as usual, ignore scripts and save dev. We'll go ahead and install that. And you know what? I made a mistake. I installed Browserify without checking in the stuff I had done before. So let's go ahead and check in the changes we made to do a little sample app. I'm going to do that by saying git add and then just the names of the files I want to check in. Source index.html and source app.js. If we do git status now, you can see that those two files are ready to be committed and the other two are not staged for commit. That means if I do a git commit without the -a, just the message, the files I didn't add aren't going to get checked in. That's a useful feature of Git. If you ever forget to check something in, you can check in some of your files, but not all of them. So we've created a simple demonstration app. And now let's go ahead and install commit Browserify. So I've added it. Now I'll say installed Browserify. And we'll do an npm rebuild as usual. And a git status. And as usual, there are no binaries to ignore. So now that we have Browserify installed, we can say node modules to run it, .bin /Browserify. And as usual on Windows, you're going to do the exact same thing except with backslashes. And if we just do that, what happens? Yeah, we get some nice usage information. So that's good. To make this work, what we're going to do is we're going to say Browserify, and then the name of our entry point. And that is the first file that we want our browser to run, which in this case is app.js. This is our entry point. We run app.js, and then that turns around and requires other files. What Browserify is going to do is analyze these files, find these additional require statements, and automatically bundle them in to a resulting file. So we'll say Browserify source app.js, and then -o for output to tell it where to put the resulting Browserify bundle. What Browserify does is it takes all the different files and puts them in one single file, because remember, browsers can only handle one file per script tag. And we'll call that output file bundle.js. That runs, and we can see a bundle.js has been created, and this is what it looks like. You can see here's our app code here, and here's our addition code here, and here's all the junk that Browserify adds that actually allows it to connect these two things together. Now here's a quick challenge for you. Putting the bundle.js here is a problem. Why is that? What is wrong with what I've done here by bundling the application into bundle.js? Go ahead and think about that, and we'll cover it in the next episode. For now, though, we do have this bundle.js. It has all of our modules bundled together into one file, just like we need. So if we change our source from app.js to bundle.js, now our code should work. So there we go. We've run it again. Let's go ahead and load it up. And there you have it. We see hello, and 42 plus 13 equals 55. So there you go, a short and sweet little episode about how to get modules working in the browser. Last episode, we got them working in our tests using Karma Common JS. Now, using Browserify, we've got them working in production code as well, in the code that the user is going to see in the browser. We're not quite done yet, though. This bundle.js here is a problem. I'll explain why, and we'll solve it in the next episode. Your exercise for this time is to get Browserify working on your machine, and as usual, if you're feeling a little bit more ambitious, go ahead and check out Webpack, see if you can get that working as well. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.